Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's time for the first game of the finals. We have seen many good games so far today, and this one is going to be no different. And to top things off, it's a best of 3 because it is the finals. The Papis facing off against Spicy Waffles. This should be good.
Good is an understatement. This is going to be great. This is going to be a back and forth.
This should be good. This way when game 2 rolls around, we can then go to great, and then if we get to game 3, it's just like, we just sit here, we don't have to say anything because the hype speaks for itself. And there's so much hype in the air, just be like, we don't have to say anything. It'll just be like the glory, the angels will be singing from the skies and stuff like that. It'll just be like basking in the hype of a game 3 for this series.
Angels singing in the sky is like the right thing to say because this is a game about gods, right?
I don't know. I don't know if any of these various pantheons actually have angels or not. Maybe just, you know, Athena, mid-defender of Olympus, just like yelling at the top of her lungs about getting kills. Maybe Bellona flying through the air screaming Rally Invictus. Or no, I can't remember actually now. He goes Rally, screaming. I really should know what she yells, and I can't put my finger on it right now.
Invictus.
Roma
Invictus.
Roma Invictus. I got half of it. Words like the math for me sometimes are hard. Speaking of the
but you know what this means with these bands?
What is that?
It means that Dalo gets Serqet. Oh man, that's a great start. But that means as well that Spicy Waffles, they get what they want. They got Neith.
Yeah, Neith, definitely a highly contested pick these days, getting locked in alongside Poseidon for Wolfie in that mid lane, one of his go-to gods. This game, guys, there are not enough ban slots to shut down anybody. Medusa just picked up for Warchi. Suelo's gonna get his Janus again. Everybody is pretty much getting gods they want to get. Batz locked in for Ninja Bobat. This game 1.
I don't even know what to say. Like you said, there are not enough bans on the table. Something you've been impressing on me a lot over the last week is that the game, whilst we're seeing so much Hunter in the solo lane, Hunter and Guardians, is that you're also seeing warriors, you're also seeing assassins in that solo lane. There are so many viable gods across the world that it is simply impossible to ban out a team with a decent god pool. It is simply impossible. You've basically got to say, alright, we're going to be drafting this strategy, we don't want to be against this strategy, we have to ban focusing on that strategy if our opponents play that god pool.
Did you just see what I saw? People were hyped about the whole Ul Apollo matchup. It's not happening. Ojaboom getting shut down with that target ban directly at him. There's no question about that one. They're also going to take a mirror off the table. They do not want to see Flurry Q going on that one. He is definitely known for his Amir play. But with that, it's going to be Ares getting locked in for him instead. That's still going to have a big effect on these fights. You do not want to get pulled in and set up on those plays, but you know, in some cases, Ares just burns beads. But again, that then just sets up the rest of the team to cause all sorts of crazy havoc.
Something Hindu Man spent a lot of time on the Australian Scene podcast as we get unqueued from spectating. Did that just happen?
Yes, more likely than not, someone disconnected during picks and bans, guys.
Okay.
We'll cover for the moment that will be remaking as soon as possible. As things stand right now, though, there's just so much potential for these guys, and we saw the target
heavily, I want to point out, you were talking about that Ymir and how it's a counter ban from the Papis. The Papis made a mistake there. They banned Ymir off the table, and he's the best damn counter there is to Ares. Yeah. That's the strength of picking up Ares after that last ban phase.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a factor in this one. They still have support options available, though. Geb is still on the table if they want to go that route. Not necessarily the best option against him, but the Stone Shield can help shut down that cripple coming out from him. Which up against the likes of Batz and Neith and Poseidon, all these bad things you don't want to deal with. If nothing else, just the Fear No Evil and the No Escape combo from Batz and Ares. You want that extra crowd control immunity. Crowd control removal, that's what I was looking for, at your disposal. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Papis look for a potential Geb pickup here. Guys, we still are just waiting for the match to be remade. We're actually going to go ahead and cut to a quick little break. Going to leave the picks and bans up halfway through. These should, in theory, still be a play. They'll pick up where they left off, I believe. We'll see what happens with that, and we'll keep you informed. But for now, we're going to cut to a break. Stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back as soon as possible. Alright guys, we are back. We are caught up to where our area is just locked in again. It's back over to Papis to pick up their 2 final picks of this matchup. They're still looking for support. They're still looking for a solo laner for Ojaboom. You know, Ulu's off the table. We haven't really seen him play much else. He has a pretty good warrior pool. He could also just look for another hunter. Apollo getting hovered over right now. Not yet locked in, but they picked up that Geb. They definitely want and probably, or very well may need that Stone Shield later on as Apollo gets locked in for Ojaboom.
Into an Ares, yeah, you kind of want to run that that double hunter with the Geb. I don't think you'd really want to be picking the double hunter without Ymir or Geb into Ares. It's just too much risky. You have to shut down that Geb early with the Ymir, or you just have to get the Stone Shield. You don't have another option. Right? They banned out Ymir, that left Geb up. We're gonna have to be forced.
Wouldn't mind seeing a Loki pickup here potentially for Game Hunter. He's going to keep on going for those AD carries, though, picking up a Xbalanque, so it's going to be Xbalanque or Neith over in that solo lane for him, looking like Neith as the trades are coming out right now. There's some options. I think the Assassins really haven't been played around too much yet with these we're just going to run a whole bunch of Hunters. Loki can absolutely ruin a Hunter's day, especially now that the Aegis no longer can be used during the Loki Assassin. You have to use Beads and Aegis to avoid it, and let's face it, no Hunter ever has both of them. So they're nice, ripe with picking. You avoid the stun, but you're still going to take all that damage coming because you don't have the Aegis then.
Man, I tell you what though, this game, look at this draft. Look at this draft. Oh,
take a trip to this game. This game. It didn't make much sense, but whatever. This game is going to be good. Two Titans facing off against each other to kill each other's respective Titan. Not the same Titan, them at collective, they're Titans, but they're not trying to kill the other team, they're trying to kill the other team's Titan. It's confusing, it doesn't make much sense, but that's where the way might work. So you don't kill the Titan, well, you don't win the games. And as these guys both do want to win, it's a short 5-week Challenger Cup series. Papis look to secure a second week in a row first place and continue their currently undefeated streak. They've yet to lose a game this Challenger Cup split. And you know, this is the important Challenger Cup as well, Scott. Going into this one, this leads to the SPL potentially, which then leads to Smite World Championship. There's a Fall Challenger Cup as well, but that's not going to lead to the Season 2 World Championship. You win some prizes, you win some cash, win some gems, and all that fun stuff. This is the one that matters. And if you think back to Season 1, remember those guys who kind of went undefeated, more or less? 7 weeks running first place finishes in Europe? Remember those guys? Who were they? Something had a bird as a logo.
Titan.
Agilitas, then Aquila, then Titan. I think everyone knows that name. So Papis, right now at least, still following those footsteps. They could potentially be looking at an SPL spot here in a few weeks, but Spicy Waffles is going to do what they can to stop them from winning first place this week. In about 2 minutes, once that anti-ghost timer has finished ticking down, we'll be back with the first game of this best of 3 finals. The Papis facing off against Spicy Waffles. See you in a few. Alright guys, it is that time. Game number 1 of the finals starting up right here. It's the Papis facing off against Spicy Waffles in this best of 3 series. Papis looking to continue their undefeated streak for the Summer Challenger Cup. Spicy Waffles, after a bit of an upset last week, getting knocked out in the round of 16, they're going to earn themselves a nice chunk of seeding points regardless of the outcome of this series. But I know for a fact that those guys want to come out first place and redeem themselves after that bit of an upset week 1.
You mentioned it. Do they want to go all the way to World Championships with an undefeated run? Do they want to mirror Titan? Is EU that powerhouse nation that can do that? If there is going to be an EU team to do it, it's got to be the Spanish powerhouses of the Papis.
Oh yeah, especially after, you know, they're thirsty for it. The upset at the spring finals, or not the summer qualifiers, excuse me. They definitely want this. They've come out strong so far. I mean, just every single game we've seen them play in has just been big, explosive play out of these guys. You have to worry about Warchi, you have to worry about Ojaboom, you have to worry about Suelo, although I mean, to be honest, he's kind of overshadowed. Warchi and Ojaboom are just these massive monsters on their respective sides of the map. Everyone else just kind of gets, like, forgotten about and swept under the rug. Dalo makes big plays. Archangel is spot on with his support plays. Suelo, with that Janus, is constantly setting up plays with those portals, getting people out of bad spots. They're not to be underestimated either.
Yeah, keeping that death percent down, that's like Suelo's job in this early to mid game. He's trying to get this Doom Orb online early. That's going to be a focus for him. And then just rotate around, pick up kills wherever he can, but play passive, make sure that his team stays alive, and still able to make plays. That is his job until he can really get the Unstable Vortex online, and spitting out as brutal amounts of damage that we really know it can.
Ninja Bo back going for a bit of an early rotation here. Dalo going to stick around, just finish off this last wave before probably following up with that rotation himself. Maybe stick around for another wave of experience, because why not? He won't be there quite in time for this wave in mid lane. Back Harpy Invade coming out as well from Spicy Waffles right now. They're looking to try and get themselves any little advantage they possibly can.
Gonna clear it up nice and quickly as well. They've got that Poseidon on Batz, so advantage one taken their way. Geb's starting to rotate around. Archangel, think you might have been thinking about. They definitely knew exactly where they were now. Delos Serqet's in this mid lane. This is a risky way to enter this mid lane, Shodan.
It is, but they're in the middle of the wave clear. They don't want to get caught by that, so they can aggress with those archers going to be helping out. The side of Papis, Bobat took a lot of poke regardless, though, as the wave for the Spicy Waffles were pretty much already gone. Gave them some free poke onto him. He'll be able to go back, pick up some back Harpies as well, heal himself back up quite quickly with the Bumba's Mask passive. Taking a look over to duo lane. Well, not really much going on over there. A little bit back and forth. Flurry Q not able to put pretty much any poke back onto the side of Papis so far. We saw a couple attempts with Searing Flesh, but not able to find anything. Spicy Waffles in the hands. Health bar is not quite full, but just like a little scratch on the top of that health bar. Nothing really to worry about right now.
A little scratch, maybe from a stone. Maybe they got stoned a little bit. And Archangel threw some damage in that direction. He's going to eat the first change, but immediately just cleanses it off with that stone shield. Not even thinking about getting chained up at any stage of this lane whatsoever. That was an instant reaction from him.
Yeah. They're going to peek over right now. Solo lane. It looks like Game Hunter has Ojaboom pressured back on his tower. He has that level 5 advantage, means the World Weaver is online. Ojaboom will be getting level 5 here in just a moment as well, so he's not really that far out. The difference will be Ojaboom has that option to use it across the skies to rotate and join a team fight, where while Game Hunter can contribute, he won't be able to actually contribute as much as Ojaboom could if he goes across the map and is there himself.
And his contribution's not confirmed. You're a lot more confirmed if you're there and sticking out constant damage. You whack out that one bit, it could hit somebody and be blocked off, but it's actually going to come out with the World Weaver. They're looking for Swalo. Swalo's actually going to get out of there. Now Wilfie's in a little bit of trouble. Game Hunter, he's going to find the World Weaver, and now Delo's looking for whatever he can find. The last breath, they're trying to find that poison split over on towards Ninja Bobat as well, but it's timed out. Now they're forced to chase him through that whirlpool once again, and that's not a good idea. Ninja Bobat is going to pick up Delo, and Archangel's still looking to chase down on towards Wilfie. He won't be able to do it. Ninja Bobat and Wilfie, they live with a sliver of health, and first aggression, first blood, first kills, all in favor of Spicy Waffles.
That one just came down to cooldowns. The Whirlpool for Wolfie came up about a second and a half, 2 seconds before Archangel's Stone Shield was available. If that had been reversed, that would have been a Stone Shield onto Delo. Delo's cooldown would have been coming back off as well. He would have been able to survive, they've been able to find those last couple hits, and Spicy Waffles would have been on the losing end of that one. First blood would still have gone to Game Hunter with that World Weaver earlier, but that could have potentially been 2 kills to answer back. Papis, though, are looking to take both Harpy camps. They'll kind of exchange, a kill for both Harpy camps. It's a fairly even trade. You see them kind of rotating over right now. Nobody for Spicy Waffles nearby. Those will be 2 Harpy camps for Papis. But the big takeaway is that first blood going over Game Hunter. The Battle of the Behemoths in that solo lane. Game Hunter getting an early lead.
Getting that early Heartseeker online as well means he wins the boxing matches for the next 5-10 minutes. Gold, is it online enough for the Apollo?
He does. He hasn't it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of him going back to base and getting it.
Yeah, Neith does not want to let him get base either. She knows that if she can keep him out of this lane for more than 2 waves, she's going to have a huge advantage for such a long period of this game, especially if she can backflip to safety every single time she gets ganked.
Apollo, though, does have pretty good follow-up. He can use the moves to chase down. If he can get that Serenade, he can reposition himself, as well as get that extra physical protection. Game Hunter does have the Unravel. It's a little bit of healing. It is also a bit an attack speed slow. So it's a back and forth situation. Then Apollo has the Audacity. He then gets attack speed. It's an all-over back and forth type thing where everyone has an answer for everything. Delo gets caught by the Fear No Evil and picked off on that right side, looking for Ojaboom as well. The moves used to get back to the safety of this tower, but he might lose his mana buff here, and it looks like he's just going to let it go.
He's got no way to contest this. You know, when you play that Hunter in the solo lane, you've got no hog. You've got no way to contest a buff invade, so, just natural. You just back up, you let it go down. Archangel, though, he's looking mid lane, and Ninja Bobat's on the back side of this one. Gonna trade out fairly evenly. Archangel's health bar for Wilfie's, though. We'll have to see if Swalo can make some advantage out of that in the coming minutes.
For sure. Mid Harpies are still about a minute and a half off right now, as a rotation from the Spicy Waffles left-hand side of the jungle. They could potentially look for a pick on the Warchi here. He's going to be full aware of this rotation here in just a moment. You can see him already backing off. Game Hunter finds the 1v1 kill into Ojaboom right lane. He had that early advantage, and he is just milking it right now. Warchi is also dead in the left-hand side of this one. Flurry Q gets that kill. They're looking to respond, but it's a 4v2.
And then comes that Poseidon, but the portal down on towards Flurry Q. Can they drop the damage? Ninja Boba was the first drop. Cataclysm is gonna grab 2, but the Kraken, it does so much damage to all 3 targets. They burn through Papasuelo, and now it's onto Wolfie. He will be picked off, but Flurry Q is gonna find Dalo on the backside, and they're gonna die at this Archangel. They won't let this guy live. It gets donated to Bushy, so he finds his first stack on that passive. And Spicy Waffles, they're 8. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a great rotation from Game Hunter.
It really is. He, if nothing else, he would have gotten that next wave of farm in the mid lane, and we'll take that. They have life. They don't have life still. They don't have life still, but they have a Ninja Bobat freshly healed up from base. Flurry Q playing a dangerous game is able to secure that one in the end with the Wrath of the Gods coming down. Excuse me, Hand of the Gods coming down to secure that one. Spicy Waffles slingshot themselves to a very strong 5,000 gold lead just 6 minutes 45 seconds into this one. Poppies have a very good late game team comp, but they need to get there first.
Yeah, the Janus is definitely going to outscale significantly Wolfie, and that's something to keep an eye on in this mid lane. The Hun Batz is a really interesting pick. I like the dot damage and towards the mid and late game, but when it's into a Serqet's damage power later on, it is insane. It is intense.
Yeah. It absolutely is. You can see the constant aggression coming out right now. Wolfie trying to put some poke and pressure onto Archangel. There's nothing you can do as a support at this stage of the game. You have move and speed. That's about it. You have healing per 5 when you're out of combat. When the enemy team is just looking to poke you down and potentially burst you as well because you just don't have that room to breathe, it is really, really rough. Guys, we're going to cut to a very, very brief pause here. We're having a slight technical issue with the syncing up. We'll be back here in just a moment. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Just a little bit of sync issues on the side of Scott, letting him get all synced back up. You know, sometimes those spiders just start crawling on the various wires and routers and stuff like that. And when you smack them off, it causes a little hiccup and causes you to desync, so. And of course, by little spiders, I mean the giant 25-foot tall Australian spider varieties, so it's not the sort of case of just like poking it and squishing it with a towel. It's like you have to get the flamethrower and nuke it from orbit just to be sure.
Well, you have to actually talk politely to it, because they did build the internet connection for us, you know, the World Wide Web. Ninja Bobat.
I see where you are with that. I like it. I like it.
Ninja reference to Arachne as well.
We haven't seen her played though, so we can't. When that happens, if that happens this series, I have like this long laundry list of stuff somewhere that I've since lost. And you can hear me just like flip through the pages. It's like literally a laundry list of paper and pages and stuff I'm going to go through for hours. I'm going to pick a few choice ones, the best of the cream of the crop for those. Nevertheless, more aggression coming out. No escape does catch on Dalo. Beads will avoid that pull.
But this might be a continued engage. Xbalanque ultimate. Darkest of Nights is going to come down as well, looking for any assist he can find at all. It's no kill potential over on towards Warchi, and his health bar hasn't even been burned through at the same time. So this is just purely stopping the aggression and the counter-aggression coming in. Apollo's forced to go looking for whatever he can find, but Game Hunter is a little bit bigger than he is, so 3-level difference. Oh, the World Weaver is coming through. He's going to snipe off Swalo once again. Ooh, Game Hunter is finding himself a heck of a lot more useful than the Apollo right now. They're still looking to dive on. Game Hunter, not quite done.
That was a really scary play, though. Spicy Waffles was looking for the big play. We saw the split focus. Ninja Bobat was going for the kill onto Swalo. Or they had their focus split. They were trying to kill 2 people at the same time. They had Wolfie was going for one, Ninja Bobat was going for the other. They barely missed killing both of them in a 1v1 situation just from the sheer amount of burst they were putting out. Game Hunter secured 1. It probably wouldn't have been 2 kills anyway. We saw they couldn't accomplish the 2 kills there, but nevertheless, that is scary when they're diving towers at the 9-minute 30 seconds mark, attempting to kill 2 people and coming really close and securing 1 in the end.
Oh, look at how deep they were in the jungle as well. They killed off that right-hand side tower, and then look at the ward progression. They move it up to the speed buff, they move it up to the mana buff, they move it up to the backside of the mid camps as well. So what they're doing is they take that tower on the right-hand side of the map, they push up their ward control, they push up their vision control. They're like, right, we're contesting every mana buff, we're contesting every speed buff. We know when they're going to be up, we got timers now. That's where we want to snowball our lead, but mid lane, here it comes.
No escape, Stone Shield, plus a Cataclysm going to avoid the pull for either of those guys, but they're being forced to burn all these abilities just to avoid the no escape right now. They have beads, but really not. But tier 1, it's a 3-minute cooldown. Tier 3 is online for Zalo, but they need items just to deal with the Spicy Waffles, and they're being forced to use it for reactive.
Bushy! He's gonna get slammed into by that ultimate. Ninja Bobat's gonna steal the kill away from Bushy, because, you know, Bushy didn't need any more stacks on that passive. He had to be careful, make sure Bushy didn't carry too hard this game.
Yeah. Archangel getting burned down by Flurry Q is going to pick up that kill. Dalo dropping that poison onto Ninja Bobat. He is going to fall to it behind the wall, not going to be spreading anywhere. Swalo in a rough spot as well, trying to get through a portal, not able to do so. Can't do it while crippled, unfortunately.
OJ, what are you doing, son?
You're not Ul. That was last game. You're Apollo. No axe stuns. Sorry, man. It's not happening this game. He's going to get out safely, but not before Spicy Waffles were able to take down another couple members of the Papis. Dalo answered back with a kill they very so much desperately needed. But this is looking like it was a Tier 1 tower for Game Hunter. Tier 1 on the left-hand side being aggressed on. Gold Fury is about to respawn as well. She's currently swooping down, ready to get set up and ready to go. You see her hopping down off that little ledge above her little, was it roost, nest, whatever you want to call it. Ready to be taken. Spicy Waffles, I imagine, to look for one more kill and then go for that yet again. No escape! This is not going to find a full disease, but they might find Archangel.
Archangel doesn't have his ultimate. Actually, no, he does have that ultimate just coming online. So he's going to be totally fine and Bushy. Flurry Q forced to base up, but Archangel's going base. This is going to leave Warchi in a really, really rough spot. And that tower, it hasn't got the health pool it needs to survive another wave.
Through space and time, catch clips Game Hunter, but reinforces nearby. Ninja Bobat looking for the Fear No Evil. He might not even need it. World Weaver, Game Hunter gets another kill on the board with that one. All the kill steals in the world right now, Game Hunter.
Shut down.
Left-hand side, though, Warchi's going to pick up the shutdown. Bushy will at least go for that response kill on towards Warchi, but now the chase is on towards Archangel. That tower is being cleaned up, and Bushy, he's got the damage, so at least he's up to 2. Right-hand side, Dalo, he's going to find one and get that poison splashing around. Hopefully, it's not going to spread too far, though, as he's not going to find any other kills. They're at least going to trade that one out on the right-hand side, the 1-for-1 on the left-hand side, but the right-hand Tier 2 tower falls in favor of Spicy Waffles.
Yeah, at this point, Papis are trying to do what they can to get themselves back into this one. It's a best-of-3 series. I think this is kind of that point where you say, you know, do we just throw the towel in this one? Say, you know what, we completely screwed up on this game. We let them go, just completely storm out of the gates. And another tower falling mid lane as well. And just look to reset in game 2, regroup, kind of just keep things calm. I don't know. I haven't heard the Papis play. I haven't really watched any of the guys play, so I don't know how morale-based they are. If they, some teams are able to just say, you know what, whatever, we lost game 1, let's move on, and are fine with it. Some teams, though, get very emotional, very morale-based. They lose a game badly, and that's it. Their entire rest of the day, they're just off. They never able to actually kind of resettle themselves and get back into it. So I'm not sure about the Papis specifically, but right now, it's a 10,000 gold lead at the 13-minute mark. Spicy Waffles showing no sign of letting up, and there's really not much left on the map for Papis to fall back for, just like kind of wait things out. Right side Tier 2 fell. Gold Fury is about to fall for the second time this game, going for Spicy Waffles. It's going to be a very, very rough time for Papis to get themselves back into this one.
Flurry Q is getting focused out. They're looking to jump on towards him. Blink, of course, is going to make sure that he is entirely safe. Game Hunter, though, finds Ojo Boom. The rest of the team trying to play in here, and the Fear No Evil is going to do work, and Ninja Bobat. Man, his rotations with that Neith have been huge as well. Swalo is going to eat up that World Weaver, and the rest of the team's just going to pile in on towards him. He gets a portal through the wall. He lives. Overhand smash. Sorry, somersault combo going to come through at least and fine, but Bobat gets locked up underneath that tower with the Cataclysm. The Bushy finds Dalo. That means no poison splash, no spreads. They find multiple kills under this tower. They're not done. Archangel's going to get killed over as well. No, he lives, so no more KDA padding, but the surrender through for Papis. They need to regroup, and they need to regroup fast.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by the surrender coming out. I was actually kind of expecting it a little bit earlier in this one. Papis, the game initially was not going badly, but those first couple kills coming in, they were never actually able to recover for it. Spicy Waffles, coming out, there's a lot of big names on that team as well. They're not to be underestimated. So Papis is going to lose their first game in the Challenger Cup so far. It's only week 2. Spicy Waffles off to a good start and getting themselves their first victory and looking to redeem themselves after a week 1 upset. So going forward, it's going to be an uphill battle for Papis potentially. We'll see how well they can regroup going into game number 2, which we'll have coming up here in just a few.